points, worse than 40% overall. The Grizzlies fell to 6-13 on the road against Western Conference foes. So the Grizzlies, they have today at Milwaukee, that's a win. Monday at Oklahoma City, that's a pretty tough game. Tuesday hosting Golden State, that's a win. Then you have the Rockets tomorrow hosting the Pacers, I think that's a win. Monday at Chicago, that's gonna be tough. And then Friday at the Lakers, tough game. So that's what you have for this game. In the season series, the series is tied. The series is tied because Memphis 1-2 and then Houston 1-2. Houston, however, won their two games by an average of 6.5 points, while Memphis won in an average of 15 points per game. So the season series is tied at 2. So that's how it looks. It looks as if it's going to stay that way. So in Memphis points, Gay led with 20, Dragic led with 25 for the Rockets. Rebounds, Gasol had 9 for Memphis, Camby had 16 for the Rockets. Assists, Mayo had 4, Dragic had 7 for Houston. Steals, Allen had 3 for Memphis, 2 players had 2 each for Houston. In blocks, 2 players had 2 respectively for Memphis, and Camby had 6 for Houston. Now in the game stats, you have the Rockets beating the Grizzlies in field goal percentage 52.1 to 37.2. You have the Rockets beating the Grizzlies 50% in 3-point shots against 6.7% 3-point shots by the Grizzlies. And then you have in free throws the Rockets beating the Grizzlies 75% to 69.2%. It's just insane. The Rockets beat them in every single category in the game stats. Now, in the analyzed game stats, you have Memphis more total rebounds, 45 to 42. Memphis offensive rebounds, 23, Houston 7. Turnovers, Memphis 7, Houston 16. Fast break points, 23 Memphis, Houston 5. Biggest lead, Memphis had none, and Houston had 17. Points in the paint, 60 for Memphis, 40 for Houston. So, you have Memphis winning 4 of the categories. 4 of them. 4 good ones. And then you have Houston winning 2 of them, but they did win in turnovers. So technically, Houston only won 1 category in the game stats. So, in paper, Memphis won. In performance, Houston won. So, that's how that is. That's the analysis of this game. With that, Houston is half a game behind Memphis for the 6th seed. So there you have it, guys. That's the analysis of the NBA for yesterday. We'll when we come back after the commercial, we will talk about how the playoffs looks for the NBA so far, and then we'll talk about the NHL, NFL, and some MLB, and then Rumor Boom and the other segments that we will start today, including the final look at. So we'll see you guys in a few minutes on that show. You know what? You gotta admit that Tim Tebow, what he wants to do is bring the Jets to the top. That's what he wants to do. He wants to make the Jets a playoff team. He wants to be a solid backup quarterback. He wants to be the best backup quarterback in the history of the National Football League. I don't know what to tell you. I just can't be your I am only a sports show talk show host. The only thing I can tell you is that any guy of this sort that kneels down to I'm not saying that anything wrong with that. I'm just saying that any guy like him is good because he's focused on his work and he's committed to his goals. And if you ask me, he is definitely better than Drew Stanton. Anyhow, Drew Stanton is in Indianapolis. There's just no excuse. Tim Tebow is going to be better than Drew Stanton. We just have to see how much better he is going to be. But that he's going to be better is the truth. Now, if you're going to tell me Tim Tebow is going to be the best backup quarterback in the NFL, You know what I'm gonna tell you? It's not happening. Tune in to the SP Show. YouTube.com/user/capital S lowercase p capital S lowercase PORTS capital C lowercase ORNER. YouTube.com/user/SpSportsCorner. Make sure to tune in and subscribe now. The SP Show. Everything sports related and a bit more. Alright guys, we're back with the SP Show. So in the NBA playoffs, you have Chicago, Memphis, Orlando, Boston, Indiana, Atlanta, Philadelphia, New York. That's how the East looks like. You have Milwaukee 1.5 games behind, 24 and 27. And you have Detroit with a 10 seed, but they are 7.5 games behind New York. Okay, so you have Charlotte eliminated, as I said, 7 and 42 now. Then in the West, you have Oklahoma City, San Antonio, Lakers, Clippers, Mavericks, Grizzlies, Rockets, Nuggets. The Jazz are 1 game behind, and the Phoenix Suns are behind 2.5 games. So, in the West, you have nobody eliminated yet, but the Hornets seem to be the next team eliminated. Well, the first in the West. But the next team to be eliminated seems to be the Wizards. So that's how the playoffs looks like. So yeah, that's how it looks like right now. And we're gonna transition to the NHL, where you have, if I'm not mistaken, you have the Hurricanes being eliminated now. I think the Carolina Hurricanes have officially been eliminated from the playoffs, because you already have the Canadiens eliminated, you have the Maple Leafs eliminated, you have, actually, you still have the Islanders and the Lightning in, you still have them in, but the Hurricanes, nope, they're not eliminated, they're actually tied for the last seed in the East. So, with a loss, the Hurricanes are out. With a loss, they have to win the remaining games. If they get an overtime loss, they're out. So that seems to be the next team to be eliminated, even though the Islanders and the Lightning are right in the borderline. Now in the West, but for the East, these are the playoff teams. Rangers, Bruins clinched. You have the Panthers. Then you have the Penguins, Flyers clinched. You have the Devils, Senators, and the Capitals. But the Capitals are tied with the Sabres for the 8th and 9th seeds, respectively. In the West, you have the Blues and the Canucks clinched. You have the Kings. You have the Predators, Red Wings clinched. You have the Blackhawks, Stars, and Coyotes. The Coyotes and the Stars are tied 7th and 8th seeds. But then the Sharks and the Avalanche are both 1 point behind the Coyotes and the Stars for the 7th and 8th seeds in the West. You have the Blue Jackets already eliminated, you know that. Then you have the Oilers eliminated. You have the Minnesota Wild eliminated. And you have newly named Anaheim Ducks eliminated as well. So, there you have it, guys. We don't talk too much about NHL, but we do mention it. We will talk about it more, though, in the off-season, that's for sure, and playoffs. You know, that's when it gets exciting. So there you have it. Now we're going to transition to NFL. You have many things happening, but not too big. You have Drew Reese saying, "It hurts to see damage bounty scandal has done to the team." I mean, how would you not see that? That is insanely crazy. You know, that's just a big problem right there. And then you have former NFL quarterback leave arrested on drug, burglary, and theft charges. This is where my really segment comes into play. So let's officially introduce the really segment.
The place where SP mentions ridiculous headlines. This is really on the SP show. Yes, I am a robot, but move out SP, I'm the boss. Nicki Minaj, you make me proud. Anyways, let's keep on with the show.
Okay, so it's just insanely crazy. For our first really segment, I'm gonna say, how the heck can former quarterback leave do all these things? He has a horrible reputation in the NFL as one of the worst quarterbacks in history. Even though Curtis Painter is a king for that. But you have Leaf arrested on drug, burglary, and theft charges. Is he making himself look worse? He can't make himself look worse. Quit it out, Leaf. Quit it out. That's my really segment on the SP show. Pretty much I just give my crazy thoughts on crazy things that are happening. It's just insane. But thanks, Matt Lee, for giving me that. I just introduced the really segment. So, we're going to do quick picks. What was that? Another segment similar to it later. And the rumor boom, of course. So we have plenty of things coming up in the show. But you have the Raiders acquired linebacker Wheeler and Goodson. We're going to cover that in a little bit. You have Tim Tebow, not sure if he'll ever return to starting QB role. I think he will. Maybe even next season. I'm pretty certain he's going to start 1 or 2 games. That's it. Not for long, though. He's only going to be in for like a minute and 20 seconds, something like that. But he is going to start this season. So the Cowboys brought back former star defensive lineman Lett as their assistant coach. You have that. So, some things happening, not much really. I mean, we're not going to mention too much about the draft much, but I'm going to give you some thoughts. I think Russell Wilson should go to the Browns. Like in the 3rd round. I don't think they should get Ryan Tannehill. It doesn't make sense. He should go to like, I don't even know. He should go to like, why not the Vikings? He could back up Christian Ponder somewhere, but he should not go to Cleveland. I think Cleveland should get Trent Richardson with a 4th pick. They really need that to make to bring back somebody that can make up for Peyton Hill. Is just to have the running back position secured, you know. I think Russell Wilson should go to Cleveland. Then you have Brock Osweiler going to. He could go. Brock Osweiler. He can go to like. Why not the Dolphins? You can send him to the Dolphins. That can work. You can send Kirk Cousins to the Seahawks to give Tavares Jackson some competition. So we'll talk about the draft closer to the date. Those are just some thoughts I wanted to let out so I don't forget. So give me your thoughts. Send them in to our email, to our Twitter, and our Facebook pages. We will create those after the show, and we'll put them in the video description. So please send in your thoughts. I'll read them next show. Which will probably be on Monday. So, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. So many things are happening. But you have the Raiders deal that we'll cover in a bit. So, yeah, it's just insane. But now we're going to head to the MLB. Not many things happening. I mean, you have all these spring training games, but the thing that I found outstanding, that I was talking about my thoughts off set, was that Jamie Moyer from the Rockets, he was named their number 2 starter. He is 49 years old. 49.